When we talk about prophets, it's probably important to note that the Bible is aware of several different kinds of prophetic phenomena. Some of them are permitted, some of them are illicit and forbidden. Visions is one way that a prophet can receive a message, and visions are permitted. We do have prophets having visions, and one of the words for prophets, Jose, visionary, is not uncommon. Also dreams. Prophets can receive messages in dreams as well. Those are permitted. Necromancy is another prophetic phenomenon. This one is considered illicit. Saul forbids the practice of necromancy, and then himself violates his own rule and visits a necromancer, one who conjures up the spirits of the dead. Thanks to Peter Jackson in The Hobbit, I am not going to have to define necromancer much more. Divination is another form of prophetic phenomena that the Bible does not permit. Specifically, the type of divination known as the haruspex is usually mentioned. Haruspex is when an animal would be sacrificed in the temple, and then his organs would be read by professional organ readers. These priests who have been trained to read what the bumps and discolorations and dots mean. In fact, archaeologists have found a clay practice liver so that you could know what it, I assume it's a practice liver. I don't think any archaeologist ever thought that it could be a cheat sheet that someone was bringing to a test. Never can tell. But it actually is a necromancer starter kit, a haruspex starter kit to help you make those interpretations. It's interesting because in most cultures outside of Israel, haruspex was thought of as the scientific way to test the prophet's words, because, prophets, you can say whatever you want, but you need some manner to test that word. And so a prophet would give a prophecy like, "King, go and attack and be victorious." And the king would say, "Okay, thank you for that. That's good. Let's test that word with the haruspex." If the haruspex backed up the prophet, then the king would go to war. If the haruspex contradicted the prophet would be put to death for trying to incite the king inappropriately. So being a prophet is a dangerous business. It's interesting, in Israel, there is no external measurement that you can apply to a word that is going to test whether or not it's true or not. The spoken word is enough. In fact, Deuteronomy 18 tells us that the true test of a true prophet is, if its words happen, he's a true prophet. If its words don't, he's a false prophet. That's good and that's handy, but it doesn't help us a whole lot when we're trying to decide whether or not we should listen to them. I mean, if the message is, change this behavior or you'll be destroyed, I don't know if he's right or not unless I'm destroyed. And if I'm destroyed, it's too late to change my behavior. So what do you do with this? Well, occasionally God recognizes that some prophetic words are more difficult to hear than others, and for that we have signs. A sign is something that confirms the prophetic word. It's some way to help the person know that I do need to believe this. A sign shall be given unto you. So a sign is a way in which to confirm a word that comes from the prophet.